Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas and this is how to create a Grand Theft Auto style game in Unity, and welcome to episode 12. So this tutorial is going to be jam-packed. We've got a lot of stuff to cover in this one, so we're going to finish off our sequence. We're going to add in some more camera, we're going to add in some more animation, pretty much everything. So we're just going to get to work and finish off this sequence. And don't forget, click the subscribe button, click the bell icon as well. Stay up to date with every tutorial in this series, and with that in mind, let's get to work. So, as I said, we've got quite a lot to cover because I want to get this finished in this tutorial, and we are almost there. We just need to rearrange a couple of things. So first thing I want to actually do is sort out this little kind of sack that we have on top of this guy's head when he sits down, and I'm going to attach an animation to it just to give it a little bit more movement when the guy is sat down and we have our scene in place. And it's just a case of animation, intro scene, and let's go to animation tab and let's create, and we'll just call it sack anim. So we all know how to do animation at this point. We've worked out what we're doing, so I'm not going to go through the basics. I'm just going to explain what I'm doing as I go along. So I'm just setting the keyframes as we always do here, so overwriting everything that is in place. And the idea is I want this bag to kind of sway back and forth just a little bit to give the impression that maybe he's breathing a little bit, or a little bit nervous kind of thing going on. So let's go to frame 120 and we'll change the position just ever so slightly. So let's try 1.50, let's try 1.508 on the Y, so it comes down slightly and comes forward a little bit. So the Z is also going to change ever so slightly as well, but just very slightly. I don't want it too much. So let's just try 7.5. Yep, that looks okay. So we'll go to 300. So by the 5th second, it resets back to normal. I believe it was 1.521 and 2.892. And that should do. So as I said, that will just give an impression of the guy that's sat in a chair, breathing a little bit and kind of working on that. So the next thing we're going to need to do is work on our subtitles a little bit more, and some more sound effects and whatever else, so you can see. Yep, that'll do. So obviously you would need to refine that if you wanted to do that. Just, kind of work with it a little bit. I'm just showing a little bit of motion that we can add to our scene. So what do we need to do now? Well, we need to bring in another clone of this guy right here, because we're going to represent the gun being shot, but it's actually a trick. This guy is lying on the floor at the end of it, so we'll need a third camera, I should say, for that. So I'm going to duplicate our contract killer. Hold Control, press D. He's number 3 now. And the animation we're going to want to use on him is in his animation folder, which is, so if we click on Fire 1 Pistol, we'll be able to find it. His is death, and I've already extracted it out of here, so we need to find the death animation, extract it out and place it on him. And also make sure we wrap mode only once, because we don't want it to reoccur repeatedly. And if we press play and go to our scene view, we should be able to see he's on the floor right there. Back to game view, we'll be able to see. So this is where he's actually going to be shot. So I may bring him just this way a little bit. So he's going to be ready in position now, excuse me, to represent the death that he's being shot. So we're going to need to add some blood. Easy. Let's bring in a texture. So let's go to our textures folder, and I'm going to bring in this blood texture. And obviously you can use any texture you want. This is just something I've sourced from Google. It's entirely up to you what you want to do, but it's just a case of playing around with it. So how do we do this? Well, easy. All we need to do is let's go to game object, go to 3D object, and let's go to plane. We'll do it that way. And this plane is going to represent the blood splat. So let's drag and drop it onto the plane. And then let's go to the shader over here, and let's change it from standard. Let's go to particles and let's go to multiply. And it's not multiply, is it? It's not multiply, sorry. It's additive. It should be additive. There we go. So actually, can we use additive or can we use something else? in fact, let's use alpha blended and let's change the tint color to a very dark reddish kind of color. Okay, that might do. So yeah, I've gone for alpha blended. I guess, you know, depending on what text you're using, it does make a difference, but it's up to you what you want to do with it. So I'm going to shrink this blood splatter now quite a bit. So 0.05 by 0.05 maybe, and just bring it into position somewhere here. Probably needs to be a little bit bigger, doesn't it, really? Okay, so that is on the floor now, aligned with the floor. And I'm going to press play again. Just make sure that the blood is aligned with our dead body. Yep, okay, so they look aligned pretty well. And now I'm going to attach both of these into one game object. So, game object, create empty. Let's F2 to rename and call this death. I'll just call it death scene, just because these represent the death scene. All we need to do is rename plane to blood object and then attach both of these inside that death scene object and then turn off death scene. So we're back to where we were to start with. So we've got that in place now. Next thing we need to do is more subtitles and more voice. So to do that, what we're going to do is bring in our voice for the next 3 lines, which is these. Bring them in, and I think at the same time I'm going to bring in the bang sound that I'm going to use for the gun. So I'm going to go into effects and then drag in gun bang. And you can get all of these on the website. Head over there, download an asset, and they're going to be something that you can just download in the GTA series, as with every asset in this series. So if I seem like I'm rushing through this, I am a little bit, because we're already 7 minutes into this and we've still got loads to cover. I don't want it dragging on too long, but if you need to know anything, please leave a comment and I'll try and get back to you. And if I can't, I'm sure someone in this great community will be able to. So the next thing we need to do is go to our sequence holder right here. And let's go to voice subs right there. Now in here, we need to edit what's going to happen here, because the next line that's going to come into this is the words, I think it's you squeal on horse face, you sleeping with the fishes. So we're going to add that in now. So we need to add in public audio source, and it's going to be voice line 03. And that's going to occur after, oh, yeah, thank you. So that's going to occur after we've said, Lorenzo, I swear it wasn't me. We played it, waited. So we're going to wait for probably 0.2 seconds. So it's going to be quite quick. And then we're going to take the subtitle and we're going to have it say, you squeal on horse face, you sleeping with the fishes. So I know it's not exactly the best thing here, but I just figured this was kind of, how should I put it, relevant to what we're doing here. So I may increase that to ½ a second. And at that point, we're going to have voice line 03 dot play, open close bracket, semicolon. And that's going to go on for probably 3 seconds. So I'm going to have the yield, wait for seconds. We're going to have 3 straight up. So it's going to be an integer. And after that, subtext set back to blank. Now I believe the next line is, what's it is? I'm trying to think what it is. Oh, it's George saying, Lorenzo, please. That's the next line. It's all right. I do have it written down here. So in case you hadn't already noticed, I do have a script for what we're going with here because I've had to record the audio previously. So next thing, let's add in voice line 4. So public, audio source, voice line 04, semicolon. So after that, we're going to wait for a very short amount of time and then we're going to say Lorenzo, please. So 0.1. And then we're going to take this line again, paste. So you can see that I'm not retyping everything because we've already typed the line. We may as well just take the bits we need and modify. And that's the great thing about code. If it's written, that's it. Lorenzo, please. Let's put that as a capital P. And that's going to be for about a second. So at this point, I'm actually going to... there we go. So that section is finished for now. At this point, I'm going to cut it off because I want to test how this works. Because after this point, we're going to hear the bang and it's going to go to black. And that's where we do the next part of our cutscene. So let's get this all into place. So we know how to add in audio for the voice work right here, audio voice. So we'll duplicate line 2, rename it to line 3, and add in the line 3 right there. And we'll duplicate once again, and that'll be number 4. And we add in line 4 onto there. And then back to sequence holder, and let's add those 2 lines. And as I press play, please forgive me for the terrible voice acting that I have here. So let's see how this pans out. We may need to modify the amount of time that we wait for our subs.
You asked for this, George. Lorenzo, I swear it wasn't me. You squeal on Horseface, you're sleeping with the fishes.
Okay, so that's right, I didn't play. Voice line 04 dot play, upper close bracket, semicolon save. I think that needs to be about 2.7. So let's see how that sounds now. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So you'll notice you do this a lot during game development. Replay the same thing over and over and over.
You asked for this, George. Lorenzo, I swear it wasn't me. You squeal on Horseface, you're sleeping with the fishes. Lorenzo, please.
There we go. So next thing after this is going to be the bang. And I think I'm actually going to try and keep all of this together within the voice sub section at this point, because we're still going to have to deal with the subtitles. So public audio source, and it's going to be loud bang. Next is going to be game object, and we'll call this full black. So we're going to create a completely black screen right now. So head back into Unity, game object, UI. We've dealt with UI before, guys, haven't we? So raw image. Remember when we created that fade in screen and we had stretched and it was completely black? Remember, stretch in the anchoring. So we'll do that again. Stretch at the anchor, zero everything out so it covers the entire screen exactly how we want it, and let's have it completely black. So I'm going to rename this as full black. And next thing I'm going to do is also reference fade in. In fact, do you know what? No, I think I'm just going to kind of go straight on with this. You can take the time to work fade in if you want to. No point in me wasting time over it. But we've got full black here, so we need to turn this on and play the bang noise. That's what's next. So let's go to gosh, I've lost it. Here it is, line 4. So we need we'll go with the seagulls one, or shall we? We'll go with in fact, you know what? No, we'll create a new game object and we'll call this gun bang. So attach that onto there. Untake play on awake, because we want to play this as we do the actual scene. So after this, Lorenzo, please. We'll have that for 0.7. And after, we've got the F there because it's a float. And after he said Lorenzo, please, and we've cleared the subtitles off, we'll wait for just a fraction of a second. And then we will have loud bang dot play, close bracket, semicolon. And next we're going to have full black dot set active true, semicolon. I'm going to say for now, head back to Unity and let's turn off the full black because we don't need it on to start with. Next thing, we need to reference that death scene or dead body that we created. So head back in there and let's go public game object and just put death object semicolon. So after we set full black on, we need to have death object dot set active true semicolon. But at the same time, we also need to turn off both of the, in fact, a couple of things. We need to turn off the guy in the chair. We need to turn off the sack, and we also need to turn off the guy who stood right here. So we need those three variables in there too. So public game object the sack, public game object the, I'll just put the cop because he is a cop right now. Public game object. We'll just have the char, short for character. So those three need to be turned off as well. So it's the char dot set active false, and then the cop dot set active false semicolon. Then it's the sack dot set active false. So they're all turned off. So the scene now will display just our guy. So I'm going to save that script and then we're going to work on our final camera now. So the camera that we currently have is facing this way and it's known as third camera. So I'm going to hold control, press D, then move that duplicated camera up here and change it to fourth. I can't spell. Fourth camera. And turn it back on. And the idea of what we want this camera to do, we need it to be, in fact, we'll make it similar to second camera. So we'll need to change the actual field of view because we changed it, didn't we, specifically for the third camera. So we need to change it back to 60 on fourth, right there. And we want it to be kind of pan out and look away from where, or rather zoom upwards and turn around a little bit as we zoom out. So how do we do that? Well, I'm going to turn our death scene thing back on, have our camera, fourth camera right there, and I'm going to have it facing downwards. So we need to have rotate on the X by 90, get it into place, and it's going to be about there. In fact, I may rotate the Y to, in fact, we'll have it as, we'll keep it as minus 90. And we're going to zoom this camera out over the course of, we'll say about 12 seconds. That may be too much, but I'm not entirely sure. But we know what to do. Let's go to our animations. Intro scene, animation, create. I'll put 4 cam anim, save. Record, and let's set our keyframe so the position is always going to be based on the Z, and it's currently 2.166. Oh, it's on the Y, sorry, my apologies, because we're going upwards. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, we'll start at 1.6 and we're going to zoom this out. So by frame 12 seconds, so that's going to be 720. So by frame 720, we want our camera to be up here and also rotated probably to about there, just give it a little bit of extra effect. So let's turn that off, head back to project and turn off fourth camera because we don't need that on right now. But I have just realized we probably need to add the gun as a variable too because I've just spotted it right there. So public game object the gun semicolon, and finally that camera that spins around. So public game object 4 cam, semicolon. So, after we've done all this, what I would like to do at this point is wait. So we're going to wait for another, let's wait for 2 seconds maybe. So let's wait for 2 seconds. And after that 2 seconds, we're going to have the next line. It's quite a long line, so we're going to see how this pans out. So let's add in the voice line 5, public, audio, source, voice, line 05, semicolon. And at this point, what we need to do is start playing the actual subtitles and the audio. So I'm going to copy that over there and just have voice line 05 dot play, close bracket, semicolon. And the text is going to say, my name is Steve Lorenzo. And that is going to be on the screen for, I think, probably 2 seconds. And then after that, we're going to turn full black off. So full black dot set active false, semicolon. And next what we need to do is turn that fourth camera on. So 4cam dot set active true, semicolon. And then we also need to change the text to say the final bit, because this line that I've done, voice line 05, has all of this all in one. And we're going to say 3 years ago, Jimmy Horseface tried to have me whacked. Set me up. And after, I think that's probably going to be a good 5 seconds. We'll check when we actually go through. And then after that, what we need to do is change the last line of code to say, now it's time for me to return that favor. So now it's time for me to return that favor. And save that script. Now, I'm not convinced this is going to go according to plan, but we're going to see how this goes. So we're going to turn the death off. Fourth camera is off. Full black is off, but I'm going to move it above subtitles text. The reason being, whatever is lower in the canvas takes precedence on screen. So if the full black would have been at the bottom, you wouldn't be able to see any other UI. So we have to have the subtitles there so as they can be seen even when we have the full black on screen. So let's go to our sequence holder, add in those variables right there. So we need to make line 5 for our audio, and it is right there. So line 5, in it goes. So that goes into our sequence holder, line 5. Loud bang, we need to have that as gun bang. There we go. Full black, it is full black. Death object is that one. The sack is up here, so that's that mesh grain sack. The cop, I believe, is I think it is, I think it's that one. Yeah. So we need to put that into there. So sequence holder, bring him into there. The char, which the character is going to be Contract Killer 2. That's him. The gun is the M9 floating in midair. Remember, what the camera doesn't see never matters. And 4cam is going to be right there. So I'm going to save that scene and press play. Fingers crossed. Let's see how this pans out.
You asked for this, George. Lorenzo, I swear it wasn't me. You squeal on Horseface, you're sleeping with the fishes. Lorenzo, please. My name is Steve Lorenzo. 3 years ago, Jimmy Horseface tried to have me whacked. Set me up. Now it's time for me to return that favor.
Okay, so the gun didn't disappear. That's not to worry. Let's find out what object that actually is and attach the right one. Have we done that wrong? I think we may have. Let's click on the gun and see, is it anywhere? We've missed out completely, that's fine. So the gun dot set active true. False, sorry, not true. False, semicolon, and save. So guys, there we go. We've actually completed our scene, our intro scene here. So I think it's now up to you guys to kind of build upon what we've done here, add, tweak things, refine things, make it better, make it cooler, make it interesting. It really is entirely up to you how you want to do this now. So next tutorial, we are going to talk all about post-processing. So we're going to maybe add 1 or 2 more tweaks to what we have here. But then we're also going to add in the post-processing. And post-processing is going to make this look a whole lot better. After that's done, guys, we're making that city. We're going to make this a massive, cool open world. I'm sorry this has dragged on for longer than I expected. But I think we've got a lot covered because we're done with this now. So guys, until that next tutorial, thank you very much for watching.